Hey everybody, I hope you had a good weekend. So instead of doing whatever I'm doing in between pickup videos, I thought I'd go with a theme. And so this theme would be the top 5 of what I have currently in my collection for whatever system I'm going to be talking about. So this time, because I'm spending so much time on my Genesis collection, I'd go ahead and do my top 5 Genesis games. So a few of these are top 5 because I have them, but the last couple were my top 1 and top, or my top 2 and top 1 regardless. Like, I'm just glad I have them. But I'll do 2 runners up, and that would go to Contra Hardcore and Battlemania. And the only reason why I'm trying to do a top 5, and they just didn't quite make it. Although they're easily like 6 and 7, like they would easily be in my top 10. For comedic purposes, Chakan would probably be up there, and Hyperstone Heist would be probably in the top 10 as well. But let's go ahead and get started with number 5, and that's Gaiaris. So with Gaiaris, it's a renovation space shooter, right? Horizontal shooter. It's a little bit of a twist though. So like most shooters, you get like an option, like the thing that like kind of floats around you. This one actually has a lot of use to it. Like you send it out and it grabs, like it basically absorbs the power of whatever it touches, and that changes your shots too. And I thought that was cool. I do like the anime style for the characters and stuff like that too. I thought that was awesome. There's a good story behind it, and I just thought that would be a nice start. And it's an awesome game. I suggest you play it any way you can. Don't break the bank for it. There's other ways to do it besides buying, expensive games. Alright, next, number 4 is going to be El Viento. And for the year that this came out, is 91. It was an amazing, like the amount of mobility a character has for a Genesis game in the early 90s is awesome. Like you can run and dash and jump pretty high. You get magic with a refillable MP gauge and stuff like that. Like if you like Alicia Dragoon and you want more mobility, this would definitely be one to go with. That's probably what the best I could say about it. But it's nice. Like the timing is nice. The cutscenes is nice. Basically the gameplay in and of itself and the story are great for a 16-bit game that isn't an RPG. Alright. So, number 3 is going to be Rocket Knight Adventures. So, with this, I remember when I first got this game. Like, I was like 11 years old, and I went to it was like this weird, like, big flea market kind of clearance thing that happened at at a place called the Norfolk Scope, which is like an arena kind of place. And I remember like having maybe $10 to my name, and this is what I got, and I played the hell out of this game. I think I was big on this and a couple other games, like including Street Fighter and stuff like that. But I played this game to the point where I could beat it in one life. That's how much I played it. And the soundtrack is great, the gameplay is awesome. Like there's a lot of variety here. Like there's a horizontal shooting level, there's run and gun / beat 'em up kind of levels. It's kind of an everything package, and for a mascot game, you could do much worse. All right. Next, number 2 is Castlevania Bloodlines, and this is also a game that I used to be able to beat in one life. I'm a huge Castlevania fan. You can tell there's poster there, and then there's that there. But yeah, so I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and this being on the Genesis, this being its own game instead of just like a re-rendition of Simon's adventure, I thought that was a good idea. Yeah, setting it around World War One, and just hopping all over Europe to try to stop Dracula from being resurrected. I think that was an awesome choice. The soundtrack is amazing. and the gameplay is dynamic depending on what character you pick. I mean, I'm a traditional like Belmont user, so I went with John Morris, but Eric Lacarde is a great alternative, especially for somebody who's new to Castlevania games, because he has like upward mobility as well as like speed. So this is definitely a good one to pick up. It is very expensive, complete in box. Like, this is a complete in box copy, and this I think cost me around $200 at the time. So I would definitely suggest getting it in a compilation. I know there's a couple of compilations out there, or you know, just downloading it and seeing. You know, there's eShops and emulators and all that stuff. So certainly play this any way you can if you haven't. All right, so number 1, and this one is like my favorite by far. I know I've put it in comments and stuff as it being my favorite Genesis game, and it has never changed ever since I was in 4th grade. It has never changed. So we're talking about Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master, otherwise known as Super Shinobi, I believe, in Japan. And this is my original copy. This is the one I got when I was 11, and I haven't gotten rid of this at all. Like, this has been one of the games that has stuck with me for a better part of almost 30 years. Yikes. But yeah, the gameplay in this cannot be beaten like by anything on the Genesis, in my opinion. They did pretty much everything right. The soundtrack, the way you use ninjutsu, the way like you can cycle your basically your life count. You can exchange that for extended time using one of the ninjutsu. You can make yourself invulnerable. You can kill everything on the screen. You know, or you can make yourself like really mobile, like jump really high. I never really use that. You don't really need to at any point in the game. I think there's one level where you're jumping on rocks, and you might want to use it there, but honestly, you can easily not need that. But yeah, this is by far my favorite, and I have beaten this recording before, and I will come back to this maybe once a year to just beat it over again to see if I could. And I've gotten much worse at this game, but I can still do it. So, despite how old I am, I can still beat it. And but yeah, this is my number 1, and these are my top 5 Genesis games. If you want, go ahead in the comments and let me know what your top 5 Genesis games are. The next one's probably going to be something a little more off the beaten path compared to what I've been playing and what I've been doing recently. So that's just kind of a preview of the week after next. So you guys have a good rest of your week, and I will see you soon.